whiteboard go? Bruh. They moved my whiteboard. Where did they put my whiteboard, dude? Bro, I had it hanging up right there on the wall. That's okay. That's alright. That's alright. Look, I ain't worried about it right now. It's okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We just gonna be reading messages today then. We aren't gonna write anything on the board. That is actually a bummer. Actually a bummer. But that's okay. That's okay. We made it again. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, Walmart was busy for a Thursday. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't have enough people till about 1 o'clock. Once we had enough people, then we were all right. We were smooth sailing. But before that, gosh, it was insane, y'all. It was actually insane. Wow, unreal. But yes, y'all, we're just over here having us a good time so far. Waiting on a few people to come in for the time of being. I know, I understand people have busy lives. I understand that it's 9:30 in some places. I understand all of that. I get that. I know people have lives. I know they're busy. I know different things happen, but it is what it is. G-Man, what's up, dude? How are we doing today, bro? How are we doing, man? Got me over here busy at Walmart, bro. Busy. Busy, but it is what it is. Wow, usually we have a few more people than this at this time. I wonder what's happening. Yo, it says 2 minutes already here. Yeah. Forsaken, what's up, bro? See, you made it in on another chat. Thank you again for joining in as well. We appreciate that. Oh. So what y'all been up to today? Y'all been enjoying yourselves? It says, I'll be back in a minute. I gotta do something. All right. Yo, let me see here. Choji says, hi. What's up, Choji? It says, why can't an orphan play baseball? Because they can't find their way back home. It's a good one, y'all. It's a classic joke. It is. The classic one. Well, that's a good one. That's a good one. Rabbits, that's a good one. It says, you're the best. I appreciate that. Shout outs to you. Yo, Annie says, hi. What's up, Annie? How are we doing? It says, been getting ready for karate tonight. Ooh. Ooh. Karate. Ooh. Sounds like fun, dude. Sounds like fun, man. Take it easy on them. Or try your best to, anyways. Beat the sap out of them, dude. Beat the ever-loving sap out of them. Oh, gosh. That's awesome. Yo, as you said, we had 16 in chat for a hot second. That's what's up. Yo, I relapsed. It says 972M. Yin Yang Grandma add something. I'm a join. Alright. It says I'm 7 years old. That's pretty cool. It says I'm fine. How are you doing? Besides the fact of me not going to sleep till about 10 o'clock last night and getting up at 4, I'm doing alright. I mean, it was pretty busy. It was pretty busy today at work. I'm not going to lie. But, you know what? It is what it is. We get through it. We don't complain. We have us a good day, and it's nice. No, I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Why? Why can't they play baseball? I'm kind of curious as to why they can't play baseball. This says, I subscribe to you. Yo. OG, shout outs to Choji for subscribing. Thank you so much for the subscription. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. It says, because they ate the bat. Ate the bat and pretty much created the bat too over in Wuhan, China. Like, wow. It says, that's crazy. That was awesome. That was a good joke. It says, shut up, fool, by Coolio. We don't like people like you. That's why you're out of our chat. Praise God. Yes. That's what's up. Like how we got the door locked too. Didn't realize I had the door locked. Oh well. It is what it is, y'all. For soaking, there we go. It says no live stream, doesn't look at my chat. Really? Really? That's a bummer. I always look at my chat. I need my chats. It says I need to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. What are you doing up still? It's 9:41, Annie. You need to go to sleep at this point. Gosh. Like, for real, you need to go to sleep. It says, what is the difference between a painting and Jesus? Alright, now this is where it could get a little weird. This is where it could get to where you either a ban or I laugh at it. What you got? It says in school nobody likes you. I'm sorry to hear about that. I really am. That's sad that nobody likes you. Which, I mean, I understand people being lonely at school. It happens often at times. More often than not. I'm not going to lie to you. It's quite insane. It's quite insane, the loneliness that happens at school. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to remove those. We're going to pretend like that joke never was said. It says, I go to watch you for like 20 or more, or 20 minutes more, and then I go to sleep. I need that. I appreciate that. I do. I really appreciate that, Annie. Thank you for that. It says she always needs her comment to be read or something like that, or hear me, or whatever the case may be, y'all. 700 subscribers. Wow. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that we actually hit that. It was crazy to see that on my screen, too. I was like, really? It says you nice. I appreciate that, Toji. Try my best to be anyways. Try not to deal with any kind of bull or anything. It says Brandon to go. Yo, what's up, man? Mia says, what's up? Or really says, hey, but I say, what's up? What's up, Mia? How are we doing? See, you made it in as well. We appreciate that. Wow. I felt that. Like I said, y'all, I didn't really go to sleep till late last night, but hey, it is what it is. 14 people again in the chat. What's up, y'all? If you're new, please drop a comment telling me your name and everything. I read everybody's comment, so please be sure to drop a comment down. And if you're feeling it, please be sure to subscribe too. We really appreciate that. It says, I'm not a bully. Nice. It says, I'm good. How are you? I'm doing great. It says, I'm a nice guy. Let me see. It says, keep up the good work. It says, broskies, do you want to know my favorite number? It's probably going to be something like the stupid 6, whatever that number is. Yeah, we're going to say it like that. Yep, knew it. There you go. Yep, I figured that's what it would be. My face says, wait, did someone say? No, I did not. I did not say that. That's one number I really don't like to say. I'd rather leave that meme in 2025 than bring it in with, bring it into 2026. I don't really care for that. It says my favorite number is 444. Why is it 444? It says you're my favorite YouTuber. Appreciate that, Toji. I really do. Thank you. It says lucky number 3. It says Unk. Yeah, I am. I am an Unk. I'm 19 years old, y'all, and I'm already getting called Unk. That's crazy. It says, can someone go get a test chemistry for me because I'm gonna get one if I do it myself. I don't really get it. It says, bro, isn't an Unk. They always say that I am, bro. I don't comprehend it, but whatever. It says, yes, I stumbled across a masterpiece. What is up, Special Air Service UK? And yes, I did write your name down, bro. I'm telling you. I looked back myself to make sure I did. And I put it in the community post. If it's not on the OG one, it's on the next one above that. You see, it says, It's the day I was born, and I just number a lot. Nice. It says broski. I thought you were at least 30. Nah, my man. I'm only 19. It says like on the 4th of May, Star Wars Day. There you go. It says, bro, we need a big stream. What you mean a big stream? It says, believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, you will be saved. It says, Jesus Christ. No, there's no guarantee to eternal life. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but yeah. It says, yo, Brandon, my boy. What's good, my guy? What's good? But I do appreciate the encouraging message there. Altario, is that how you say it? Altario, thank you for that. We appreciate the encouraging messages. It says almost in the 700, 4 more. Yeah, I had 700 yesterday, but then like 6 of them unsubscribed, but that it is what it is. It says, what do goats eat on Tuesday? What do goats eat on Tuesdays? Toji says hi, we appreciate that. It says hi there. Yo, what's up? What's up, Peterson? How are we doing today? Welcome aboard. I think you're a new one. It says, wait, did someone say goats? It says, but Brandon. Yo, Mia Cookies says hi, what's up? It says, by the way, 2 + 2 = 4. Yeah, forgiven. That's what they mean it for. Forgiven. It says good. That's what's up. It says yes. They just want their name on the board. Stupid. So that they unsub then. Yeah. Is what it is. It says, can we leave in 2025? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taco Tuesday. Yes. I love Taco Tuesday, y'all. We need to bring that back into fashion. We really do. Taco Tuesday would be where it's at, y'all. For real. It says, okay, so what are we talking about? Man, I'm just reading comments, dude. Whatever they say, that's what we're talking about. 33 + 77 = 100. No, it's 110 actually. It says, yo, bro, can you put a song? I said yes. I mean, possibly. We'll see. Let me see. It says, Brandon, so my real name is Arian. Nice to meet you, Arian. It says tacos are expensive. They can be. Yo, Prince, what's good, man? How are we doing, dude? Yo, you're at 705. You're beating the tar out of me right now. Well done, my guy. It says tacos are expensive. It says please play 18 Wham Nam. Okay, let me see here. It says if I do that, I'll get a copyright strike, so I can't do that. Let me see here. It says does Twingsty play Roblox? I have no idea. It says nope. It should be 100. It shouldn't be 100 because you're carrying your 1 over. It says it's raining tacos. It says it's fire ash. Okay, let me see here. It says in our country it's very expensive to make them. That's crazy. It says doing pretty good, working on some homework. There you go, man. Always get that education in first before you get that brain rot. It says, bro. It says, but bro, I'm fast. Okay. It says hi. It says, but it's delicious. It says, man. It says, it's my friend's song. Oh, okay. It says, have you played Still a Brain Rot? No, I have not. It says, what's my opinion on 5 days a week on school and only having 2 days off? Well, here where we're at in Texas, actually we get 3 days off. We get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Whenever it comes to the simple fact of on like each semester, we'll have one semester that it does it. The next semester we don't. So half of the year we have 3 days, which is pretty cool. And then it says, do I play Roblox? We've already been over this. No, I do not. It says, please play it. Will not play it for copyright strike. Let me see here. It says, bro, have you graduated yet? Yes, I have. I've already graduated. I graduated in 24. It says 3. It says, okay. Let me see here. It says, do I watch South Park? Oh, gosh. Days never finish. Master's got me working. Someday Master set me free. Shut up, Cartman. Yeah, that's a good one. That's one of my most memorable ones because they made a meme out of it. It says, that's so nice. We have 2 too, right? Let me see here. It says, yo, Fake, what's good, man? It says, hi, you made it in again. It says, but why does everyone hate you in school? Everyone did hate me in school whenever I was going because I was one who was to myself and I didn't care about anybody else's pity. So, yeah. I was trying my best to be sympathetic, but at the same time, I didn't really care. You know what I mean? So that's why. It says the fact in India we only got 1 day weekends. That's crazy. It says Carbon, bro. Fun fact: I love South Park. There you go. Let me see here. It says Broski, do I like Kenny? I don't even know what Kenny is. Left Slope says you're muted. Yeah, they tried to get me with that the last time. It doesn't work that way. It says, and then on Sunday, I got Sunday school. Yeah, right. There you go. So you always having school, man. Just wait. Just wait, dude. You're going to get to a day where you're going to wish that you went to school and that you stayed at school because life gets crazy. Joji says, yo, yo, bro, meet me in real life. Like, for real. Y'all, I can't wait to run into one of y'all whenever I get famous or whatnot. If I get famous, like I'm telling you, I cannot wait for that because it's going to be so much fun to just meet y'all and be like, oh, hey, guys, how are y'all doing? Yo, Tyler says, yo, it says, please, I have a shout out. Go ahead with it. You get dislikes if you're not like the rest in school, but that would, yeah, we don't need copies. No joke. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Well, I don't know if I want to do that at all. It says, yes, thank you so much, bro. I'm subbing right now. Thank you. Shout outs to Tyler. Thank you for doing so. It says, search picture of Leon. No, I'm not doing that. It says, trust, bro. It says, thank God tomorrow and the Feast of St. Joseph's. Oh, there you go. It says, yo, May, want to ask you a question. What's your question, man? Yo, it says, Nosy Dog. Nosy Dog says, yo, what's up, Nosy Dog? How are we doing? I see you're new into the chat. How are we doing? Yes, I am. I'm enjoying my day so far. I'm loving it. Lisa says, hi. What's up, Lisa? What do you call someone who speaks 3 languages? I have no idea. It says, I look you live before I sleep because it's good to calm down. We appreciate that, man. We really do. Thank you, thank you. Yo, Smart Water says hi. Translucent says hi. It says, are you Catholic, Brendan? No, I'm a Pentecostal is what I am. It says, I'm not, though. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. Why aren't you having a good day? It says, yo, I have to go. Be back in live in 5 minutes. All right. Yo, Smart Water says hi. It says, do I like K-pop? No, I do not like K-pop. It says, do you ever, or have I ever heard of Putin fella? Huh. No, I have not. I didn't hear what he said yesterday. Kenzie one with the Gable owner. Okay, let me see. It says, I have jokes too, but only in my own language. It says, oh, then you don't know Saints. No, I don't. Let me see here. It says, you know what the French calls someone who speaks one language? What's that? It says, my brother died yesterday. I'm sorry to hear about that, dude. I know that that's rough. I know that that can really be rough. This is American. Dude. It says, everyone bullies me every day. Yeah, that's why I say stay to yourself, y'all. Stay to yourself, for real. Yo, Ashley, what's good? What's good, Ashley? How are we doing? Yo, and it says, which is the K-pop group and you're a fan of, it says 10 seconds of silence from Nosy Dog. It says, how many languages do I speak? 1. I'm not very fluent in Spanish, but I know a little bit of it. Yo, Tia says hi. It says, by the way, I was getting my first person to say go, B-A, go, G-A. Okay. In 2026, that's pretty cool. Nice work. Can I speak Korean? No, I cannot. It says, my teacher died also 4 days ago. Dude, everybody's dying over here. That's sad. It says, I'm getting real hate about my looks. I'm sorry to hear about that. There's no reason why people should be hating. I'm not going to lie. There's no reason why people should be hating. It says, never listen to them. Even not for real, though. And since I don't know what you're saying in Korean, we're going to put you in timeout. There you go. Let me see here. It says, go be a go. Yeah, okay, nice. Let me see here. It says Venture European speak, or average European speak 4 to 5 languages. Little American, no joke. That's crazy. It says I like and subscribe. Yo, thank you so much, Tia. I appreciate that. I know us Americans are stupid, dude. You know why? Because we're always on our phones. That's why. Ashley got on them chickens. Nice. It says I go to sleep by it. It says I'm leaving. I'm learning. I am learning 6 languages. Wow, that's crazy. It says Brandon. So you like want to play rock paper scissors in real life, right? Let me see here. It says I'm still learning English. You're doing great with it too, Annie. You're doing really good with it. It says what accent is that? It's a Southern Texas accent. A Southern Texas accent. My man from the deep south of Texas. It says everyone let's give Brandon history lessons. Oh Lord. It says man, I am JK. All respects to Americans. We appreciate that, dude. That's all this country really needs is some respect. And that's about it. Let me see here. It says, want to be my friend. Last time I said that, I had like a 55-year-old elderly lady ask me to be her boyfriend, and I was like, heck no. I mean, you can message me and everything like that on YouTube. I don't care, but sure, to answer that, yeah. Let me see here. It says, what country are you born in? The United States of America. The guy said it. Okay, let me see. Are you from Texas? Yes, I am from Texas, Lucas. I am from Texas. I enjoy my time over here in Texas too. It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun. You have quite the good people here. Good Southern hospitality and good food as well. Can't really go wrong with it. Gosh. It says cool. It says heard it in your voice. Yeah, a lot of people said that there's some Southern accent deals and whatnot. Fine wine, dude, you just missed it. Okay, it says I love my family, as anybody should. Ashley says yay. Says you look great. I appreciate that. I really do, thank you. Yo, Big Walt says what's up. Yo, what's up, Walt? How are we doing, man? Are you new into the chat? Let me see. Let me see. No, you've been in one of my other lives. Let's go. Thank you for joining back in, man. We appreciate that. It says turn on text to speech. I don't know if I can do that on live. Yo, Roxanne to fake. It says, you want to know words of my favorite YouTuber? Yeah, what you got? Let's hear it. Yo, Kitty Fam says hi. Yo, LaRae says hi there. Tia says you're welcome. Got the chickens. It says can you? Or you can. If you can. Oh, Lord. Kitty Fam. What's up, Kitty Fam? Do you remember me? Yeah, I remember you. Absolutely. I remember you were a smart cookie. You were one who had your grades up pretty well. I do remember that. Or at least I try my best to remember. I mean, come on, y'all. Y'all got to understand that I have over 700 people now that I have to remember things for. It's kind of crazy. It says, hi, Mr. What? Why would you say that, dude? That's setting me up for failure. Let me see here. Kitty Fam says, yeah. Let me see. It says, and why do you have a blue marker for? Oh, I'm just playing around with it. Usually I have a board that I write people's names on, but I don't have it right now, so I don't know where it went. It says, you're a chicken. Nice. Let me see here. It says, are you a teacher or something? No, I'm not a teacher by no means. Yo, Candace, it says... He's not Mr. What is I am? I don't know. It says, bro, can you give me some Riz advice? Riz advice? Dude, I have no Riz, dude, in my game, if I'm being honest with you. Let me see here. It says, where are you like? Because all I see is wood boards. I'm in a back shed. Denver. What's up, Denver? You've been in a few of my chats. How are we doing, man? It says, yeah, he drew my name. I sure did. Says, what's the topic? I just got here. Man, the topic for you, James Matthews, I'm just being honest with you. I read everybody's comment, so whatever they say, that's what the comment is. Says I said the F word and the S word. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Says low key you have Riz. I have no idea how, man. People say I have good aura. I don't understand it, but that's up to them. Let me see here. It says you look like that dude. Okay. Let me see here. It says do I know the Muffin Man? Somewhat. It says I'm Batman and I saved Gotham City. Nice. It says you just came out? Question mark. What you mean by that? Let me see here. It says let me tell you a joke. Why did the chicken car? Let me see here. It says, do I know the Muffin Man? Yes, I do. It says, I have some Riz. Let me see here. It says, nope, I heard it. I don't know what you're talking about or where you heard that from, but okay. It says, you said a bad word. No, I said that they'd set me up for failure. Tia says, okay. Let me see here. Curly says, hi, bro. Cool Whip. No, definitely not. It says, I'm a sub. I seen cool as heck. Yo, I appreciate that. Shoutouts to Roxanne and Two Fake. Thank you so much for that subscription. It says let the kids in your basement be free. Okay. It says hi. It says can I shave your head? I mean, if you can ever find me. Let me see here. It says let me see. The Muffin Man is terrifying. The real story. I bet it is. It says I got 12 people in, bro. Nice. Nice, man. It says, yo, Charlie says, yo, hey, what's good, man? It says, lol, 12 people is crazy. 21 now. Holy smokes. It says, what real story? It says, can we be mates? I ain't got no mates. I mean, if you mean by friends, sure, I guess. Just hit me up on YouTube, y'all. Hit me up on YouTube. Hit me up on Twitter. I mean, I'm all over the internet now. Let me see here. It says, you're welcome, and finally someone said my name right. Yo, let's go. I'm glad I said your name right. Let me see. It says because they get hit, but that whole time it was a dream and popped. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. But yes, we thank you so much for that as well. It says, yeah, I mean friends. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Just hit me up on YouTube. Hit me up on Discord. Hit me up on TikTok. Hit me up on Twitch. Whatever the case may be. Yo, Maria says hello. Let me see here. It says the Muffin Man murdered little kids. Oh, that's crazy. It says, do I know your name? Let's see. From the last time, Denver. Let's see here. Did you ever say it? No, I don't think you did. Maybe you did, but I can't remember it, dude. It says, watching from Pakistan. We appreciate that. It says, people say Roxanne or Roxane. Oh. It says, you don't got no friends. You got fans. I like that comment, dude. Dude, I appreciate that, man. It says you don't got friends, you got fans. Yo, I appreciate that. It says when your favorite family-friendly YouTuber says the F word, but he can't prove it. Okay, if you can play it back and post it on your video saying that I did, okay. It says I only use YouTube, mate. Yeah, that's fine. I use YouTube too, as you can tell, every day. It says, but why you have 600 subs? I don't know why I only have 700 something subs. It says, hey, 5th, 6th time being here in the past lives. Yes, and we appreciate that. It says, how old am I? I'm 19 years old. It says, I don't know how to post. That's crazy. It says, he did by lowering beam in the muffins. Okay. It says, okay, let's get off this topic. Yeah, for real. If it says disabled to do a live, what does that mean? Disable. I'm not 100% sure on what you mean by disable. But usually disable is like something that you choose whether you want to be live or not. Is usually what that means. I love getting a spider bite, y'all. It's so much fun. It says, I spilled water on the keyboard and now some of the keys don't work. That sucks. It says Chaos. Let me think what to talk about. Just anything, bro. It says no. 8 now. I'm not sure what you mean by 8 now, but okay. It says okay. I'll stop with this topic. Alright. It says you don't got friends, you got fans, you got us. We appreciate that. It says we tied. Are you serious right now? We're tied at 706. I have 706 people that are subscribed right now. Dude. See, y'all are legends, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Each and every one of you for subscribing. Thank you. It means the world to me that you would subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Says, bro, I'm one of those 706 subscribers. I know you are, and I appreciate that. Candace says, I sub. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, Candace. Never says, bye. Says, that's pretty cool to know that many people can put their trust in us. Very honored. That's what I'm saying, man. And if those of you who are in this live, go check out Prince too. He's got some really good Christian content. Go check out his channel. Go subscribe to him as well. Let's get him to 1,000 and get me to 1,000, and we'll be all right, y'all. We'll be doing good. Yo, Kid Event says, I'm back. Says, do I know who Stray Kids is? Yes, everybody talks about it. It's like the Korean people, yeah. People say I look like Banchan and Felix. Let me see here. It says, best reply to what you're doing is drowning my fish. I like that. That's awesome. It says, yes, right now. Let me see here. It says, yes, you are the rapper band. Yeah, it says you look good. Thank you. I appreciate that. It says, I went to my cousin's house for a sleepover and forgot my toothpaste, and now I got a sore throat. Ah, that's a bummer. It says, I hate college. I'm not going to lie. I don't blame you, dude. College is definitely a different ball game for sure. Especially since you're trying to build a career on what you're doing and having to go to school. Having that school life work balance is crazy hard. I understand it though. I do. It says, you're looking nice, not gonna lie. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I don't like it whenever people are like weird with it, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, well, you look so nice. We should go out. And it's like, bro, you ruining the vibe. It says, I came home early today because I'm sick again. Oh, that's not cool. Billy says, Tojo something. Let me see. So, turns out I'm allergic to fluoride. How'd you find that out? Let me see here. It says, it's because it's only my first year of college in the UK. Oh, okay, okay. It says, yeah, it says, rigatoni pasta. Okay, it says, y'all weird people. It says, are you 23 years old? Believe it or not, man, I'm only 19. I'm only 19. The stress of a job can age you very quickly. Very quickly. It says, my mom trolled me. Nice. We love that for you. Y'all. Oh, really? You are? My birthday's coming up in a few weeks, y'all. February 11th. I'm so ready for it. It says, twin, can I get mod? I've been in the past 6 lives and I'm subbed and liked the live. You know, every time that y'all ask that, y'all know every time y'all ask that you end up not getting it. You prolong it. It says you're 19. Yes, I'm 19. Toji says, but nice. Markers. No, these are just regular dry erase markers. Be a little cold in the shed sometimes. It says, can I draw? Not very well. The only thing that I can somewhat draw is like a shark, but that's about it. I don't think I have one either. It says, we should never judge about people being gay, bi, or straight. We should make them be proud if they are gay, bi, or straight. I'd prefer them to be straight, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, that's just me personally. But I mean, hey, their choice is their life. Their life is what they do. Just do it behind closed doors. Don't force your agenda on me. You know what I mean? It says, so now I can't ever get my tooth pattern again. It says, autocorrect. It says, let's hear you freestyle. Bro, I don't know how to freestyle. I ain't gonna lie. It says ADHD, right? It says, I mean, toothpaste. I know what you meant. Let me see it. It says, I've been with my girlfriend for 3 months. Yo, that's what's up. Yo, Shri Rem? Is that how you say it? Shri Rem Edits says, hello, what's up? It says, where am I from? I'm from Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. It says, do I think, let me see, do I think like ADHD and autism are like real or fake? I definitely think it can be real because I see that there's people moving all the time, and I'm one of the people who moves every single time, unless like I get caught in a stare and like I'm really, really busy. But other than that, I'm always moving, always doing something, kicking my foot or whatever the case may be. No, I'm in a back shed. So like if I forgot I can't brush my teeth, yeah, then you're gonna have some crazy deals. Let me see, it says I got autism and it's really hard for me to make friends my age. Which, I mean, that's understandable too. I mean, you got people who can go and like talk and everything else, but you know, it is what it is. It says I have ADHD. So I've had autism since I was a young kid. Yeah, it's just the people that like actually go mental and they're like, you know what I mean? Like, not trying to make fun of them or anything, but those kind of people, yeah, that's like a real disease. Autism and ADHD, I don't count it as like a disease or fake. I definitely count it as real because doctors prescribe that too. So it's like, you know, it's just twiddles thumbs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm constantly moving, constantly talking with my hands or whatever the case may be. I mean, it is what it is. Does my siblings have autism? I know that there's some people that like have like this like deal and they can't like stop moving. I feel bad for those kind of people. I think it's what, the Tourette syndrome? Quote me on it if I'm wrong, but I think it's Tourette system. It says, can you describe those two things, please? What's that? The ADHD and autism? There's different forms of ADHD and autism. It says, I think I have ADHD, but I would have to go to a doctor to get tested. Yeah. Yo, Kaden, what's up, man? How are we doing, dude? Been a while since I've seen you. I'm glad to see you in this stream. It says, for me, autism is hard to deal with in your life. Yeah, and it really is. It says, Yas Tourette's. Okay, I thought so. I definitely thought so. It says, yeah, I've been busy with school. Dude, that's totally understandable, man. I get that. I really do. I really do. And I know that can suck. This says, bro, what time is it in my area? This flies brother. And this flies brother. Huh, nice. For me currently it's 4:14 in the afternoon. Bothering me? Nice. Mine is 3:44 a.m. Gosh, y'all people stay up late for no reason just to pull up on YouTube. It's crazy. It says, are you autistic? No, technically people say that I have ADHD. I mean, I'm not sure. I've never went to a doctor to get it tested, nor am I going to. So, I mean, whatever I have, guys. And that just is what it is. It says, for me, it's 5:15. Y'all. It says 10:15 p.m. in the UK. We love our people in the UK. We love our people in the UK. And in Canada. And in Pakistan. And in Saudi Arabia. And in all of these different countries, y'all, in Greece and Spain and everything else, dude. We got so many people from so many different places in this world now. It's unbelievable. It says, what is some weird stuff you have in the garage looking room? I mean, we've already been over this. You know I'm for Donald J. Trump all the way. I have just like some package stuff deals on top. It says, I'm in Florida. Nice. We love people from Florida too. It says, I'm just getting a break from studies. I love studying at night. As you should. I mean, studying at night is a whole lot more peaceful if I'm being honest with you. It says, I just got off high school. Nice. Nice, my God. Nice. That's what's up, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. We have some overachievers in our chat, and we love that. We love our overachievers. We love our people. We love our people. It says the UK love the Americans. Yeah. Yo, Emily says hello. What's up, Emily? It says Kim is hard, not gonna lie. It says the silence is crazy. A little bit. But that's why I like whenever we have chats going on. It says, what do I do for a living? So, technically for a living, I simply go and I'm like a team lead at Walmart without being a team lead. So, like, I basically babysit these people while team leads are doing whatever they're doing. But, yeah, that's really all I do for them people, if I'm being honest with you. So, that's what you could call my living, I guess. I guess if you want to call that a living. It says the dead silence, lol, right? It says, how's the day going? The day's going pretty great, I'm not gonna lie. It says, can you like listen to the Game Boy by K-Tai and rate it on live? Most likely not, because I don't want to get copyrighted strike like I did the last time. Because y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I got copyright strike last time, and it took me literally 2.5 months to get a live audience like y'all again. I'm not even joking. So I'm not even going to play with that kind of stuff anymore. That's why all my streams are silent, except for me talking, of course. But yeah, I mean, I won't be able to do that. Like, I'm not actually going to try that. Like, at all. It says, yeah, that's not fun. No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. By no means. Actually says chicken plus butter equals KFC. We love that. It says, by the way, not trying to be rude, but it's pronounced cat's eye, but spelled with a K. Oh, I'm sorry, cat's eye. My bad. My bad. Does that make sense? Yeah. A lot of the things that I do make a lot of sense. For the most part. For the most part. There's some things that I do that make no sense. It says, America, what's the thoughts about Pakistani people? They're pretty cool. Like I said, I love my Pakistani people. I love whenever y'all show up for a live. It's pretty cool. It's definitely pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I enjoy the fire out of y'all. This says, Cat's Eye is a K-pop group. Nice. It says, what are you writing? It says, how's the weather in Texas? It's actually nice for once. It's like 50-something outside. It feels so good. It says, hi. It says, Cordy. Nice. Oh, I'm not writing anything, y'all. I'm here. Look, I'll show you my beautiful creation real quick. I'm just doing this right here. Little expo marker things. It says, ready? It says, hey, yo, what's up? It says, do I support Israel or Pakistan or both? Or none? Israel. I support Israel, honestly. It says, like, that's your opinion on the matter if you're comfortable with sharing. Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely with Israel all the way. Because they're God's chosen people. So, I mean, I'm definitely not going to be against them. Because it's very clear that the Bible's clear on those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. So, that's why I don't like to curse Israel. Oh, God. You're getting timed out again, dude. I hate when you're in my stream. I really do. Can't stand whenever he's in our stream. But let me see here. Emily says, nice. Says, greetings from Germany. Yo, thank you so much for the greetings. We appreciate that. It says, nice drooling. Right, we appreciate that. Thank you. It says, greetings from North Korea, JK. Nice. What's up, G-Edits? Welcome in, chat, bro. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are we doing? How are we doing, man? But let me see here. It says, Balaam is his donkey vibes. Just learned about this today in Bible class. Nice. Yo. Whatever that is says yo. It says, what's up, dude? It says, do I know the capital of Germany? I do not. It says, what you doing now? I just came. Yo, I'm just reading chat comments, bro. I'm just making sure that everybody feels acknowledged. That's all I'm doing. Egghead? No, you want to see Egghead? This is Egghead. There you go. It says, if you support Israel, then do I like the F5 Eagle or F14? I don't even know what the Eagle part is for that. It says quiet, you're talking too loud. I don't care if I'm talking too loud. Look, if you don't like it, you can leave. It don't bother me none. It says Berlin, now you know. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for that. It says that's cool. It says fighter jets. I'm going with F-15. F-15 all the way. It says, do I hunt? Well, I've done it a few times. I'm not going to lie, I've done it a few times. It says, my mama's asleep, please. Okay, and whatever. Cool. Let me see here. It says, as Egghead, you should see my mom. She's so sweet. Let me see. It says, yo, thanks, bro, for putting me for mod. Yeah, it says, I promise I will not abuse it like most people will. Appreciate that. It says, I can't turn the volume anymore. Just turn it down. Okay, free Palestine. I don't know why people keep on saying that. Okay. It says, bro, why do people just waste their time putting rude stuff? Bro, no one likes them. Like, for real. I agree. I count them as bots. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of ridiculous. Although I do know that eventually the more and more subscribers I get, the more and more it's gonna be. It says, also, my name is Cool Dude, but in my spelling just because. Oh, Cool Dude. Oh, nice. Says, yeah, you're a true American with eagle noises. I remember that one too, dude. That's a funny sound that they started to use. Candace says, so true. It says, so do you count me as a bot? Bots or trolls? I count you as a troll. I count you as a troll if I'm being honest with you, because I'm not going to be quiet. I refuse to be quiet, dude. This is my stream, you know. It says, opinion. By the way, when people say free Palestine, if they started it and got the consequences, I'm not 100% sure. It says, what do I do, man? I don't know. You can leave the live if you want. This trolling is way better. Cool Dude says hi. But I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I'm not going to be quiet. This is my live stream. Like, if you want me to be quiet, I'm not going to whisper. This isn't ASMR, y'all. Like, for real. This is not ASMR. But, like, I'm trying to be chill about this, y'all. I really am. I'm trying so hard to be chill about this. This is for real. Like, some people are stupid. Yeah. This is fine. I was asking nicely. Okay. So sorry to offend one person. My bad. There. Bro, my mama gonna wake up. Okay. Let me see here. It says, what's my favorite artist? Oh, what's my favorite artist? But also, do I listen to Tyler, the Creator? No, definitely do not. Epstein and Donald? Oh my gosh. Bro, what a guy. Let me see here. It says, what's my favorite artist? Also, do I listen? My favorite artist is simply going to be IBC, Indiana Bible College. Those are really good people. Hey, G-Edits. Remember, man, I've told y'all before, don't be timing out people, because I know good and well that it's going to get to where it's going to be hate on y'all. I don't want y'all to have hate. I'd rather it be on me. Candace says, he's a person doing a life. He can do what he wants. This is just turn down the volume. Exactly. That's cool. Yeah, most definitely, dude. You should go check them out. Indiana Bible College. And I love their song called Great Jehovah. It's a good song. It's a good song. You're good, man. Usually I'll let the first few slide, but I just don't want y'all to get, you know, slandered. Let me see. It says, am I in a horseman's basement? No, I'm definitely not. It says, guess the song. Let me see here. It says, if you think Palestine should get colonized by Israel, then say Palestine and Chad. Tell them, Brandon, tell them. It says, thank you, G-Edits. Get that guy out of here. It says, yo, what's up? Writer's Plane, or Wittish Plane. I'm sorry about that. Yo, GD Foxy, what's up, man? You made it into another stream. You made it in our last one. You got written down and you showed back up. Thank you for that. We appreciate that, y'all. We love our loyal subscribers, y'all. We really do. Y'all are so awesome. We appreciate you in every way, shape, and form. And by we, I mean me. This is El Palestine. And it says, do I speak shit? I don't even know what that is. Should be, let me see here. It says, real for real? Okay. Do I have siblings? Yes, I have one. I have one. who can be annoying and obnoxious from time to time, but it is what it is. To those of you who are new, though, y'all should definitely subscribe. How many genders do I know there are? There's only 2 genders, thank you very much. Male and female. We are not getting started on this topic. Says, I will try to come every stream. I appreciate that, man. It says, was saying his mom was going to wake up instead of turning down his phone and scrolling, called you out for it like it was your fault. Yeah, I understand that. It says, nice to have too. It says, bro. It says, Ive, this is your autocorrect. It says, hey, I'm going to leave now, but I'm going to subscribe and turn on the notifications. So, yeah, thank you, cool dude, so much. We appreciate that. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it says, thank you. But, yes, that's what I'm saying, y'all. There's 2 genders, male and female, that's it. And I don't care what anybody says on that. It's male and female. And if you think otherwise, you're in with the mental illness of the other people who think that they're cats and dogs, okay? If I get hated for it, I get hated for it. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. There's only 2. But Surfer Boy says you. Oh, okay. You make me feel some type of way. No, I'm just kidding. You are great, Jehovah. Oh God, where is you? No some reason can't explain your love for me. You are great, Jehovah. Oh God, great Jehovah. Yo, it says hi. It says, you read my comment, bros? Yo, amen. Is that how you say it? Amen. What's up, bro? Welcome aboard. Let me see. It says, are you Christian? Don't have to answer. I 100% am. It says, technically there are 3 because people can be born non-binary, and that's so rare. That's so rare. That's like 1,000 people in the world, so don't start with 3. Leave it at 2. Leave it at 2. It says, don't even get me started on furries and people like that. No joke, don't get me started on it either. I don't want to hear it. But he reads every comment. Yes, I do. Including trolls and bots sometimes. I'm not going to lie. It says, you believe that Jesus was the messenger of God? I believe that Jesus is God. You ever heard that before? KFC or Raising Cane's? I'm going to say Lanes. Not Cane's, Lanes. It's just as good, if not better. But if I had to pick between KFC and Raising Cane's, I'm choosing Raising Cane's because of their sauce, okay? It says, my friend is Darian, but I'm not. Oh, okay. To each their own, right? To each their own. To each their own on that. So can I time out, Surf Boy? For what? What did he say? All he said was you. Oh, says, oh, there's not only 2 genders. Oh, yeah. I don't care to hear about that junk. Look. Yo, why did the moderators time out the guy for 86K? That was me that timed him out for 86K seconds. It says, you will find it interesting. It says, me and my mom think the same. Technically, there are 3. I remember reading that. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's the same. Can you time him out? Brandon, Jesus is the Son of God. No, Jesus is God. Okay? Plain and simple. Come on, man. Be realistic. I know you may be confused, but believe me, there's a small part of you that knows that Jesus was a messenger. No, definitely not. Since he put his head on the ground and prayed to the Lord, how could he? Simply because he was doing his flesh, and his flesh was praying to his spirit. Duh. Let me see here. It says, what would you do if a child was like LGBTQ or like a furry? Oh, if my child? Oh, my child won't do that. I can promise you my child won't do that. It says, bro, I mean, the whole gender controversy is being born at McDonald's. But asking for Burger King food, like what? No joke. Oh, it says Jesus ain't God, and that's where I kick people out. Ban. Yes, he is. Jesus is God, and I don't care what anybody says. Let me see here. It says, Aren't most people in Texas Christian? Most of them are. It says, wait, I'm going to be right back. It says, Brendan, I subscribe. Thank you so much. You read. We appreciate that. It says, but if they did, what would I do? Like, would I disown them or something? No, I would tell them, listen, son, listen, daughter. Whatever this world tells you about LGBTQ people and whatever they tell you about furries, you don't listen to them. You are a man. You are a woman. You are a child, and you will listen. That's not to be, submerging or authoritarian or whatever. I'm just telling them the truth. I'll tell them every day, you're a young boy. You're a young girl. You are not a furry. You are not going to be a part of the LGBTQ plus people. You will be straight. And then if they're not, that's their choice. And that's when they have their own things, their own place. That's on them. And then let me see. Plain says, I sub too. Thank you so much for that, man. Says, I agree, bro. I would too, Brandon. Let me see here. It says, I would disown because that is what you learn in the village. It says, do you love to seek the truth? Absolutely, I love to seek the truth. Or are you merely content with what I have? Ask questions and remember, you are the seeker of knowledge, not somebody satisfying with ignorance. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Ha! I choose and seek my own salvation with fear and trembling. So there you go. I'm just saying. I already do that. That's why I have the truth. It says Trinity. It says Father. Let me see. It says Dad. It says I had to agree. Bro, true. Absolutely. It says you're a man or a woman. Otherwise, you're going to be an adoption center. Yeah. It says, dude, last time I watched your something, it says, yes, in Christian belief, Jesus is considered the Son of God, a title signifying his unique divine relationship, messiahship, and incarnation, meaning he is both fully God and fully man. Google says exactly my point. So Jesus is God. Let me see. It says, when life gives you lemons, throw them at anybody who talks to you. A wise introvert. Yeah, I literally said that today. I said that to one of my coworkers. I said, look, y'all, you know what you do when life gives you lemons? You put them in a freezer, you get them hard, and you throw them at your enemies. It says, I've been going to a Christian school half my life. That's what's up. It says, either you're a woman or a man or mental. There's no in between. That is the truth. Wholeheartedly agree to that. That is 100% the truth. And I'm glad that we can end this on good matters today, y'all, because with that being said, it is my time to simply bail out and to be sure that we get this done. I will be back again tomorrow, y'all, with yet again another live. And it might be early, too, because I'm off of work at 10 o'clock tomorrow, so we shall see. But, yes, I will definitely be back tomorrow, y'all. Be sure to hit up everything and everything like that. It says, okay, bye, have a good day. It says, what time? We'll shoot for the afternoon. We'll shoot for the afternoon. All right, since you have school, we'll do it for the afternoon. It says, thanks, it was so much fun. Massified at school today. Nice. Well, with that being said, y'all have yourself a good one.